My dog's making all that noise. And these are the shades in this party. In this party. Come on, Camille, get it together. We're not at a party. Okay. Hi, you guys. Welcome back to my channel. So today, as you read from the title, I am going to be talking about some new eyeshadow palettes from shophush.com. They just hit the market and I'm pretty sure a lot of them might already be sold out, but I know they do restock and everything. So the palettes that I'm talking about are these really cute, beautiful, small palettes that came out from Bad Habit. So this is what the palettes look like. As you can see, they are very pretty. And this series is called After. So it's the After series. They have Aftershock, which is this bright, colorful palette, which I used on my eyes today. So we'll talk about that a little bit in a minute. Then they have After Dark. And this palette is actually like a nice warm tone palette. They also came out with After Party. And this is kind of like a smoky type palette, which is very nice also. And they came out with After Hours. And this palette here is more of like the burgundy and mauve-y and purpley type tones. So that is that palette there. And I know if you're looking at this palette, you're like, they done come out with another dupe. And you know what? Quite frankly, there's no denying that these are definitely a dupe for the smaller Huda Beauty palettes. And I actually only picked up one of the Huda Beauty palettes when they first came out. I had every intention on getting the rest, but just never got around to it. So the only one that I do have to somewhat compare is this Mauve Obsessions palette. So this, I believe, would be the comparison to After Hours. So I'm going to take a look at these two palettes as well when I do the swatches. So these palettes were on the website for $10 each if you wanted to buy them individually. They were $10, but they also had where you can buy the set of 4 for $30, which was a great savings. You know, turned out to what, about $7.50 a palette or something like that. So of course I went ahead and got the set of 4 because I really wanted to check them out. I'm not one who's out there just looking for dupes because, you know, if I want to buy the original, I will. But for some people, you know, myself included, sometimes the prices on the originals are just out of people's budgets and out of their price ranges, or quite frankly, they feel like, you know what, that ain't worth that. So they don't want to pay that. So these palettes are a nice little substitution if you don't want to pay I think the Huda Beauty ones are like $27 a piece. So it would be like over $100 to get all 4 of those. So let's just go ahead and talk about these palettes. They are gorgeous, okay? These palettes are absolutely beautiful. I mean, the coloring, the packaging, they are super duper soft. It has kind of like a silky feel to them. They don't feel cheap at all. So, you know, Bad Habit, who makes these palettes, are really stepping up their game when it comes to these dupe palettes and stuff. So they're very nice. Each palette comes with, of course, the plastic covering over the shades. And as you can see, you do get a nice size mirror inside of the palette. And this is the size of the palette compared to the Huda Beauty palettes. Now, I didn't measure the pans and all that stuff. I did hear someone else speaking about the comparison of these palettes, and they said that the pans were actually, or I think that you actually get more product in the Huda Beauty. I'm not sure about that. But you can see there's a lot more space in the Shop Hush or Bad Habit palettes than there is in the Huda Beauty palettes. So looking at the pans, you know, quite frankly, you could possibly get more in the Huda Beauty palette. it's just in a more compact size. But these palettes are very, very nice. I love the way that they look. I love the fact that there's a nice mirror in here. Also, these palettes have the names of the shades on the back, as you can see here. See if you can, kind of hard to read on this one, but there are the names of the shades on the back, as well as if you look closely, you will see that these palettes are cruelty free, which is absolutely wonderful. And it has here distributed by Bad Habit LLC, Los Angeles, California. So when I ordered mine, they actually came pretty quickly because I do live in California. I don't know how the shipping is around the country or the world, but I typically get my orders from Shop Hush within about 2 to 3 days. So that is that one. I just want to kind of show you what each palette looks like. So this one is After Dark. And this is what that palette looks like. And I'll turn it the right way so that you can see the names of the shades, just in case you're curious. But this is what that palette looks like. Nice and pretty, kind of like a sunset vibe to me, with the warm tones in there. So that's After Dark. This one is After Party. Okay, so these are the shades in this palette. In this palette, like I said, it's called After Party. So this one, as you can see, kind of takes on the tone of like a smoky palette. You have your silvers and golds, your blacks and browns in there. So it's just a basic smoky eye palette. And then this one is the After Hours palette. And this is the palette I was talking about earlier that I want to kind of compare to my Huda Beauty Mauve Obsessions palette, because I'm pretty sure that that is what this palette is supposed to be trying to dupe. So let's go ahead and just quickly start with this one since I already have it open. So this is, like I said, the size of the Huda Beauty compared to it. Let me just open it up right quick so we can take a look. And then maybe I'll do a couple of comparison swatches for you guys. So this is what the palettes look like side by side. And as you can see, they pretty much copied every shade in this palette. They're just arranged a little differently. So, you know, if you're looking for a certain shade, you can see it in the palette, but it might be in a different place. So what I want to do is I want to just quickly swatch a couple of these shades for you guys. So I'm going to start out with this first shade here in the Bad Habit palette, and it's called Powder Room. And so this is what Powder Room looks like from the Bad Habit palette. And that would be comparison to this light cream shade in here. And in the Huda Beauty palettes, there are no names to these shades for me to reference. So I'll just have to give you a description of the color. So this is the comparison shade from the Huda Beauty palette. So as you can see, the Huda Beauty came off a lot more pigmented, but it's definitely something you can work with. It's not a problem, you know, if you want to go ahead and try that out. Okay, so next I'm gonna go ahead and swatch this darker burgundy shade here in the Bad Habit palette. And you guys, I'm so sorry if I sound a little funny. I'm getting over being sick, so I'm a little stuffed up right now. So, okay, so this is that burgundy shade out of the Bad Habit palette. And I'm gonna go ahead and swatch it now out of the Huda Beauty palette. So as you can see, it's quite a close comparison on that swatch. Okay, let's go ahead and try this beautiful pink type shimmer here. It's the darker shimmer that's in the palette, and I'm going to do the Bad Habit palette first. So that's what that one looks like from the Bad Habit palette. And now let me go ahead and swatch it from the Huda Beauty palette. So from this palette, I'm swatching this shade here, which is the darker shimmer. So that is the Bad Habit on top and the Huda Beauty on the bottom. So that is very, very close, you guys. Okay, let's try one more. Let's see here. Let's go with the light shimmer, which is this light pink. I don't know if you can see that, but this light pink shimmer shade from the Bad Habit. And so I'll just do that here. Excuse my hairy arms. We're all family, right? And now I'm going to take this light pink shade here from the Huda Beauty Mauve Obsessions palette. So let's just take that on the bottom there. Okay, so that's the comparison with the Bad Habit on top and the Huda Beauty shade on the bottom. I'm gonna go ahead and let the swatches speak for themselves, ladies. Okay. Okay. So that is the comparison. Unfortunately, that's the only palette that I have to compare out of these Huda Beauty and the After palettes from Bad Habit. And after looking at the quality on that, I'm kind of glad, to tell you the truth, because that's not bad. That is pretty shaddoggone close, okay, for a difference of what I paid, $7.50 for a palette compared to $27 for a palette. So, okay, I just want to, I'm not going to swatch them all because that would take forever. But I did want to just show you each of the palettes. Now let's just talk about this Aftershock palette a little bit, since I did use it for my look today. This palette, let me go ahead and just let you take a look here. And the one shade that I didn't have in this palette to use was the green. There's no bright green in here, so I did have to grab my Take Me Back to Brazil palette and use that for the green portion of this look. Not a big problem. But using this palette, actually, if you put down a white base, you won't have a problem at all. I put down a white base for this look, and you know, I wanted to kind of do a rainbow look so I could try out all the shades in this palette. I did have a little bit of difficulty in this palette. These are not all mattes. There are some shimmers in here. This blue is a shimmer, this purple is a shimmer, and this teal color is a shimmer. And so when I was using those, trying to blend them into the matte or powder shades, it was a little bit tricky. But as far as pigment is concerned, the pigment was amazing, remarkable. So when I was putting down my pinks and my yellows and my reds, it wasn't a problem at all. There is definitely a lot of pigment in this palette. I think when I did my cut crease and I used my concealer and then I set the concealer, I think that made it a little bit tricky for these shimmer shadows to try and blend in with the non-shimmer shades. It made it a little bit tricky, but as you can see, I figured it out, I got through it, and I was able to create this look. And I actually really like how it came out. I think it came out nicely, and I don't have any problems with it. I would say for $10, or if you are able to get the bundle deal for $7.50 per palette, it's definitely worth it. I'll just do a few swatches on this so you can see what I'm talking about. That's like the light or bright pink. This here is the purple, which, as you can see, it is a shimmer shade. And I will admit, I did get a decent amount of fallout when I was using these. So if you are going to use this colorful palette, and this is the blue, so you can see the fallout. But if you're going to use this colorful palette, I would definitely suggest doing your eyes first because you will have color all over your face. I don't care how much you try to avoid it, you're gonna have color all over your face. So let me go ahead and swatch this yellow right quick. There's, you know, just a tremendous amount of fallout. But as you can see, yellow is a color that can be kind of tricky and difficult when it comes to pigment, but not in this palette. And let me do this teal color here. So that is that teal color there. So yeah, this palette is really, really nice, colorful, bright, very pigmented, and I definitely would suggest picking it up, grabbing it if you can. And this is one of the darker pinks. Ooh, getting fallout. So that is what some of the shades in this palette look like. Not that you can't see them on my eyes already. So you know what, guys, that is it. Like I said, I got these from shophush.com. They are by Bad Habit, and honestly, I feel like Bad Habit is really, really making their mark in the market. They are doing the doggone thing. They are not playing with these dupes. So check it out. Go see if they are still available. If not, keep checking, because like I said, I know that they do restock their palettes because people are on it. So anyways, that's it, you guys. Like I said, I did do this look. I did video it, so if you would like to see how I did this look, just let me know in the comments and I'll go ahead and edit it and upload it if you're, you know, if there are a lot of you that are curious about this look. So thanks for watching, you guys. I'll see you on my next video. Doodles!